Hey there, I'm Jeff with AspectAvy, and we're going to show you how to trim your skins to your skis. This is a really tricky thing, and we're going to try to show you the simplest way possible. So, I'm going to start off by fixing the tail clip, and we're at slot number 10, and we still have 11 more slots to go for different length skis. And we're going to put that on the tail of the ski first. Okay, the trick to getting the right spacing is we want to make sure that nothing's dragging on the snow. So we've got a bit of a rockered tail, and the contact point is here, so this will be up off the snow because there's a little bit of a bulge here and we don't want that to drag. Then we're going to try to line up the skin in the middle of the ski. That's pretty important to get it just right, and it might take us a couple tries to get there, and that's okay. Take your time and make sure you get it just right. Yeah, it looks good. Just going to adjust the top just a little bit. Get it right in the middle. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. So we've got quite a bit of play here on the rubber tail. So we want to be roughly in the middle. So we're about 10 notches to go in either direction. So that can tighten the skin or loosen the skin or a slightly shorter, longer pair of skis. And then we're going to go ahead and trim the excess fat off the ski right there. So this is the skin trimmer tool. It's a razor blade with a little safety guard. I hook it on the edge of the skin, and my preference is to keep the metal edges covered. And I'm just going to press in towards the ski as I pull down. And in one movement, I'm done with that. If you've got a friend who can pull tension on the skin and keep it taut, that makes it a little easier. A little cleanup on the tip. Okay, so the skin clip is going to sit up here, and then we'll trim off the excess. And we've still got plenty of adjustment in the tail, so we just need to get it in the ballpark tightness, and then we'll tighten it in the tail as necessary. We need to fold the skin back to start screwing in. And it's going to go like that. We start putting the screws in here, and they cinch tight against this surface here. All right, so I've got my holes, my center hole lined up with the center of the nylon strip. This nylon strip is important because on fat skins, if you had glue wall to wall, you wouldn't be able to pull them apart. So that helps me line up my holes, and I just use the red Sharpie so I can know where I'm going to sink my screws into. And these are a little tricky to get started, and I got to push pretty hard to get it into the skin material. Yep, now it's just poking out on the mohair, so I know that's a good place to stop, and I'm going to sink the other ones. So here I can feel the screws poking through the skins, and they need to be through about 1 millimeter so that they can catch on the backing plate here. And that's what we're going to screw into now. I'm going to drive that all the way through, and then we'll snap the sharp end of the screw with a pair of pliers, break it off on the back side. Now with the screws poking through, they're actually scored, so they're designed to snap off with a pair of pliers. You just kind of rock them back and forth until they snap off and it comes out flush with the skin tip bracket. Great. So now we're going to put the tip on, get the skin centered. So the skin is covering up the metal edges, that's good. I'm going to put the tail into my tummy and pull tension on the skin so that the tail clip can really be taut and make sure that the skin never pops off. And especially in the springtime, when it's wet snow, when the skins get wet, they stretch. Okay, now we're gonna just trim off the last top bit. now we've got the tip connected and we've got it trimmed the width of the ski, but now there's just a little bit of slack in the back. So let's adjust this tail clip 1 notch tighter. We're going to take the tail clip out, bring it 1 clip tighter, and that way it'll be under tension. Make sure that the skin doesn't pop off the ski. Oh yeah, that's nice and tight. There we go. This process is pretty complex. We've tried to distill it down and make it as simple as possible. But remember, go slow, measure twice, cut once, and we'll see you in the backcountry. So this is actually pretty complex. We've tried to make it as simple as possible, but take it slow, cut.